An apple a day keeps the credit card bill
The Tim
higher.
Cook away.
Yeah,
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be a big day. Maybe. I don't know.
maybe.
What are you thinking? Yeah, this is a year for you, right? You're gonna upgrade.
I don't know. So I don't know.
Yep. What do you have? You have a 13.
I
No,
feel like we've had this. Yeah, I think it's a
I
13
know.
Pro.
I know. I can't. But we probably. I just don't remember things because me.
Yeah.
Um, and this is a 16. Yeah. I mean,
Well, see, but the problem is like
what are you
what I'm
doing for an
tempted to
Apple
do is
Watch? What
maybe
about that?
wait till closer to Christmas. I got to see what like Verizon's offering because that's what
Yeah.
it boils down to. Like the perfect scenario
Um.
would
hmm
actually be that I trade in both my phone and my wife's.
hmm And she
So
has
because
a 13 as well.
she's got a 1 year newer 14 Pro, so
14.
she's
Mm.
2 years old. Just to get the USB C, that would be
14. Wow, I can't remember. Where'd they go USB-C? Was it
15.
15? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, she has the last of the Lightning, I think.
Yeah. It's a unicorn.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
yeah.
then I need to get my kid's iPad on USB C. And then I need to go buy the stupid AirPods Pro case that's USB C. And then, Paul, and then I can just be like, look, we can only travel with one cable now. And my wife will be like, how much money did that cost us? I'll be like, yeah, maybe that doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, I
Yep.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Getting off Lightning is a big deal. I think there's still like the AirPods Max or whatever
I
they're
think
called.
those are coming. I think there's a new
I
pair
think
coming
I
today
know,
or
but those
whatever.
are also, if I'm not mistaken, Lightning, which
Yep.
is crazy. Apple's a strange company like that.
Yeah.
What about Apple Watch though? Where are you at with that?
Well, they don't have a C, but
No, I mean, well, no, I mean, like, what version do you have?
oh, I think I'll be 2 behind if they announce one today. I'm at
Yeah,
8.
I mean, they
Yeah.
definitely. Okay, so that's not that far back.
No, no, no. I have no intention of upgrading the watch. Both our watches are fine.
Yep, I wasn't sure like how old it was. Okay,
So, yeah, I think
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here. When the Google thing happened last month, I was like, maybe I'll skip this one, And then they announced it. And I was like, ooh.
mhm.
So I ended up getting one. I got the, like a good one, like the Pixel, whatever it's called, Pro XL. And then this time I'm like, well, I don't know. Like I shouldn't even say this out loud because what will happen is the event will happen. I'll be like, yeah, there's no way I'm doing this. But like I could picture almost getting like a base iPhone just to,
Yeah.
do something a little different.
I mean, the one thing that sits in the back of my brain for all this one is like I don't actually need this, but besides that,
Yeah.
is
No, I don't either.
weirdly or oddly, I think I've said this before. My phone takes noticeably better photos than my wife's phone, and
Which is weird because
it
yours is
it
older.
doesn't make her phone was like, we
Well,
got the all new
I
camera
pointed this
system.
out to you, dude. Like you go on those like wilderness trips or whatever,
Yeah,
national parks, and I'm like, I'll text you and be like, dude, like
yeah,
these pictures look amazing. Like I'll show them to my wife. Like, look at this thing Brad took.
yeah. And I
And
do it. It's just the default camera app, and I
yep,
use my wife will take the same photo, and we'll look at them both side by side, and she's like, yours are just better. And so I'm a
yep,
little hesitant to give up what I know is a very good camera system.
yep. And listen, I can't remember anything. So I 56. Yeah. So I think the big change this year over year is they're going to have a high res ultra wide to match the high res main camera, which actually matters, and they'll have like kind
Hmm.
of more of a macro mode and stuff like that. So yeah, it's one thing I like about the Pixel. Like last year, they all three of the rear cameras were high, like 50 to 48 to 50 megapixels, depending on the lens. And then this year they did that same thing to the selfie thing. So like all four cameras now are like high res, which I don't take at that resolution, but pixel binning is always better. The higher the source, whatever. So yeah, you probably must have just like a normal 12 megapixel
It's
lens,
probably.
probably, right? Yeah, I mean it must be back then. So yeah, it's good. It's good. I don't know. I don't think you're going to lose anything other than, money.
Just
But as far as like quality and stuff, I think you'll be
yeah,
okay.
yeah. We'll see what Verizon does or Apple does for trade in, and then
It might be pretty good because it's looking a little soft
yeah,
on, like year over year and stuff. So maybe there'll be a good trade in or something. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see.
Hmm. So when
For
is this
once,
thing? This is at 1 o'clock today, our time, ET.
yeah, it sounds
think.
about right. I mean, I've made the same joke before, and I'll make it again. I'll go spend $1,000 to open the same 3 apps, and that's about it.
Yep. Yeah. I was talking to a friend of mine from France when I was in Germany, which was
Yeah,
like
as one
weird.
does.
I know. As I said that out loud, I was like, That's a weird sentence. But I don't go to Europe a lot anymore, so I haven't seen him in a while. And big Apple guy, like dating back forever, like since Apple, Steve Jobs, whatever. And he, it's just such a different use case for me. He's using an iPhone SE, maybe an SE too. He bought it used, right? So he's had this thing for years. It's fine. It's on the latest iOS, whatever. And to me, it's just too small. I can't deal with it. But he's like, I don't actually use this for anything, right? So when he's home working on his whatever Mac he has, everything the iPhone can do that's only on an iPhone goes to the Mac. You know what I mean? Like text messaging, phone calls. So he doesn't need the phone. It's somewhere in his house. He doesn't even keep it next to him. Mine is like, if I could glue this to my thigh, I would, like
Yeah.
I hate when I look down, it's like, there's no phone here. Right. So, but when he's out in the world, he has an Apple Watch that has like cellular. So he's like, I don't even need the phone. Like he goes, I often leave the house. I don't even take my phone or my wallet. Everything does on my watch, and he can like listen to podcast or music or whatever. And, it's like that. It's an interesting, like, I do feel like there's kind of a, I don't know, device addiction problem,
Mhm.
and it's interesting to me that, he, for himself anyway, he's sort of semi solved that by buying a lot of Apple devices, which is of course the approach on that side of the fence, I guess. But you know what? That cross device stuff is really interesting. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm intrigued. I know.
Yeah.
I'm going to play around with Unison a little bit more. This is that Intel thing.
Oh yeah.
It also works with iPhones, right? So that's kind of interesting. And on the new ThinkPads, the Aura versions they talked about at IFA, it does this thing. It's not sensors in the computer, but you actually just walk up to your phone and you tap it kind of around. It uses sensors in the phone, accelerometer and presence sensing and so forth in the computer there aren't touch points. You just touch it to the computer. It doesn't matter really where you do it. And it launches the Unison experience, but in like a phone shaped little window. And then you can, copy stuff back and forth, whatever. I mean, that's interesting. Like I do like the seamless nature of how the Apple stuff works. I just don't like the soul sucking nature of how the Apple stuff works. So I'd kind of like to figure, what I mean? Like I'd like there to be a way on Windows that it was at least reasonably seamless to do some of these things. But, we're always going to be behind because of the nature of the platforms.
Yeah. Well, that's happening today. Anyways, Good that you're back.
Yeah, I'm going to go to bed. I mean, we got, like I was just telling you, like, we got up at 5 before 6 o'clock in the morning in Germany, which is before midnight the day before in our East Coast here. And we didn't have any problems like getting anywhere. I mean, like we did kind of on the way out, but, you get on the plane, it's like 8, it's like, well, we'll be in the air for 8.5 hours. You're like, what? Like I go to like back and forth in Mexico, like 4.5 hours. It's like, oh man, brutal, and then, but we also arrived like midday, had no issues anywhere. They have like contactless TSA stuff now. You just look at a camera and go. And we've done that on the way home. Like you don't wait in any lines. You don't go through, like customs is like, click, Paul, you're good. And that's it. And then we did that on the way out. We had never done that before. And that was all really seamless. But then you kind of get home at, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, super early. And you're like, we got time to kill, man. And I want to go to bed right now. You know what I mean? Like, just like exhausted. So there's going to be some number of days of just like, that whole jet lag stupid thing. But
it does happen to you.
Yeah. It happens to me, especially.
Yeah. Just like you can't avoid the Apple event, 1 p.m. Eastern time, whatever you're
looking. I'm awake. That's all I'm saying. I'll try to watch it live.